Anybody need some plants? I got one, two, three, four buckets of plants, and there's still plants in the tub. What's up, everybody? This is D, and as you can see, a brother got his hat on because it is wintertime and it is cold outside. So, coming around doing my little bit of last minute maintenance back here in the yard, and look what I got to deal with. I still got stuff going on in the pond. It is cold and I'm still messing around with the pond. So let's take a look at the pond, see what's up. Well, yeah, it's going to be a little difficult hearing me because I'm not wearing the microphone because I'm going to be straight up in the water. The first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the temperature, and baby, it is cold. What's that song? How's that song go? Baby, it's cold outside. That knob is down in the 40s. So if there are any fish still chilling in there, I hope to find them and get them out of there. So let's take a closer look. Let's get into focus. Now, of course, you guys that are not subscribers, hit the subscribe button because you probably don't know what's up. So I'm going to give you a little backstory. This is the outdoor pond. I'm in Brooklyn, so we keep it on the economic side. Keep it what you can do. This is a 70-gallon trough. It is 6 feet long, 2 feet across, and about a foot and a half deep. It is started in April, and right now it is Halloween, October 31st. And I've taken a lot of fish out, but the spawning, the main pairs are still in the pond because I could not catch them. Now, as you can see, there's like a quadrillion pounds of plants in there. Usually this is when I find the eggs, the last few eggs that are in the guppy grass and stuff, usually hatching and things like that. I'm going to take my sword plant out so you guys can see it. This is the sword plant that I started in the Poland Spring Cup. This water is ice cold, baby. Woo, boy. You guys are in here. Holy crap. You are the toughest fish on earth because my hand is freezing. This is probably just above freezing temperatures for the water. And if you guys don't remember, that was started from a little itty bitty sword plant. And look how big this is. So I'm going to bring that in. Put that in the plant bucket right there. It is freezing cold out here. Holy mackerel. Ooh, boy. I got to take a lot of the plants out. So I'm going to start by taking a lot of these plants out. As you can see, there's no shortage of plants. I'm going to put those in the bucket here because I'm going to bring those to my local pet store. Share the wealth. They can sell it. I can trade it in for credit. Whatever. Waste not, want not. This is the guppy grass. I got a few hobbyists that we're talking about starting planted tank projects. This water's really cold. My hand is freezing, bro. Oh my goodness. I'm going to separate the plants. I got some kabamba in here. I'm going to put that in a separate container. I'm not going to add but a little bit because when you take it out of the water, it hits the air temperature. It's liable to get really cold because it's hitting the air. The water is a little bit warmer than the air temperature. So I'm going to put a little bit of water in this right here. Just do like that. Put some water in there. Oh, thermometer just shot in there. And I'm really lazy because you should really do this before the temperatures drop into the 70s. You should probably start taking the plants and things out so that you don't get any loss of fish. But since I have a quadrillion fish, I knew I wasn't going to bring all of them inside, which is kind of not cool. But let's just cut it short. I'm going to make the video a little shorter, so I'm going to try catching the fish, and you don't have to sit for that. But as you can see, I got a crap load of plants. I just took out a whole bunch of plants, and it looks like I did nothing. The solar power pumps are still working. For you guys that looked at my video on the solar power pumps are still running because the sun is still working. Sun doesn't take off for winter. So Let me fast forward and get a lot of this stuff done. Anybody need some plants? I got 1, 2, 3, 4 buckets of plants, and there's still plants in the tub. Whew, so I have been hard at work. There are a heck of a lot of plants in here. I couldn't even imagine, I couldn't even project how many plants were actually in here. I have over 4 buckets filled to the top, guppy grass. I have sword plants in there. I have kabamba, buckets of kabamba, and I did find a few survivors, although I found a lot of really frozen fish. Frozen. But a few of them, I left them out here in the sun, and a few of them started swimming again. I got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 that were in all of that grass. There's no way you can get the fish out until you take all those plants out. And as you can see, without the plants, I still had a lot of cover. I had rocks, I had spawning beds, I had peat moss. I had a lot of spawning media in here, so I'm going to take the peat moss out, and there may be eggs in there, but that's a whole different project. So a lot of delayed maintenance I should have did a month ago. But as you can see, you know, we get caught up in real life. This COVID really threw us for a loop. I wasn't really home. Essential work. I'm still out there working every day. I didn't have the luxury of working from home, so a lot of these things got put in the wayside. I'm actually still getting tomatoes because I did not pull up the tomato plant. And on top of that, I had a whole 10-gallon tank of Rotala and the beta spawning setup that I had in the greenhouse. So I'm cleaning out the greenhouse, and just a lot of work in here. A lot of work. What is this? I still have, look at, I still got oregano growing in here. It smells good too. I still have oregano growing in November. And look at the white cloud tub. Now the white cloud tub, I'm going to leave. I'm just going to let it sit in here. I'll probably drain some of the water out because this will freeze solid. At least up to the top will freeze. Last year I left them in here with a little bit of water and they wintered up. I had a whole bunch of white clouds. White clouds are more of the cold water species, so I'm going to leave them in here. I'm going to drain some of this out a little bit because, as you can see, it fills up with water and this thing will start splitting, so I don't want it to do that. This one, as you can see, had split before winter last year. I don't know if you can see that, but that one split last year. I'll remove this. I'll just take everything and store it. I'll use this bin for storage, just for all the wood and everything. Look at all this duckweed. There's duckweed and pothos growing in November outside. I could have probably kept the betas in there. I didn't use this. This is just water from the holes in the top of the greenhouse. All of this plastic, since it's out all winter, you can see it flaking off. If you leave it out all winter, you're best to cover this, because as it ices up, the ice just freezes through this plastic. Sidewalls are completely intact. Sidewalls are completely intact, but the top walls, you can see all that just freezing, thawing, freezing from the heat, the sun, the cold, just kind of breaks it down. So I'll probably either replace this whole skin or just cover this with plastic, because I did benefit from the water coming through because it was filling all these tubs. Look at all this duckweed. Anybody need duckweed? Give me a shout out. And it actually watered everything in here. I'm still getting oregano. I have not touched this oregano. Oh, look, there's seed still on here. I could use this and grow this next year. It actually went to seed. And yeah, and this is Halloween, October 31st, going into November, and things are still thriving out here to an extent. So this is the update. Some really, really delayed labor out here. I did bring a lot of the Molly fry. I'm unhappy that I left those Daniels. I didn't catch those Daniels. Long fin leopard hybrid glow spawns. Female is full of eggs. I'm trying to save her because she was still in all of that plant life. So really crazy, but I see her still swimming. I have the big mama down there still swimming. This one I think is frozen. That one, big one's not frozen, but I got one, two, three. The big white glow is still alive and swimming. I got a good three out of these spawning. Actually, it looks like three of them are the females, so I may have lucked out. One of the killifish down there. Kind of sad. You hate to see dead fish, but when you got a big setup 6 feet long outside, you're almost always going to lose some. You can't possibly get them all. And just to show you where there's death, there's also life. Look at the sword plant still growing in this little jar I forgot was there. And the big one I'm going to bring into the super cube. Look how big this one got. And that was in that little cheap Poland Spring. I showed you how to plant outside using the Poland Spring bottle and some substrate. And this is greener than anything I've grown in the house, if you can see it there. So that is really, really healthy. All of these plants are perfectly green. There is not a yellow leaf on them. And this temperature is in the 40s. So this is D giving you that update on what we do wrong. I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is ugly because I should have did this a long time ago, but all of you guys, when starting projects, showing you the real life, because this is part of doing these little projects, is when it comes time to break them down and knowing when to break them down. Usually we can go into late October and still have 50-60 degree days, which we've had. Is just the last 2 days we had nothing but rain straight and temperatures in the 50s. So that water went really cold really fast. So it is what it is. I'm gonna go to my local pet store, donate a lot of these plants. Maybe they'll give me credit, maybe they won't, but they'll go to good homes, and when it comes time to start the project next year, they'll hook me up. All right, so this is D signing out with an update. Love, peace, and hair grease. Give me a like. It don't hurt. Don't cost you nothing. Spread the love. Peace, love, and happiness. Be safe. It's all gonna be all right. We all gotta look out for each other. No bashing. I'm out.